Hello and welcome to this multiplayer tutorial for Rise of Light. I've seen a lot of questions online on forums and people who play this game and who are new to it, and also some have asked me the question that which plane is the best plane if you want to play multiplayer. And my answer to that is that there is no best plane. So I will get into that a bit deeper. But if you never played multiplayer before, you have to make sure that mods are off in the game. You either see the icon over here that it doesn't say mods on, and if you see mods on there, you just go here on options, and you remove the enable modifications and restart the game. You can also do this as in settings. In the settings menu of the game before you start. I usually do that there, so I don't have to go in the game and out again. So, but to make sure that's off, or else you can't see any servers. And then you go here on multiplayer. And find server. This one is pretty full usually now, these days. This is also popular, but this has been rather more popular lately. It has a bit worse ping. You can see who's playing. Yeah, I'll take this one, because here are some really good guys that gonna probably make the tutorial a bit harder. So go here, just click here and enter. So here we are. It's not very intuitive how things work here. Sometimes when you log into a server, you get like far away on the map, zoomed out, and you don't know where to start, what to click. So then you just have to look for the fighting area, which is here. And here you can choose side. I'm not sure which is which now, so if I click here, you see it's the allied side because it has allied plane. And the other side, it's probably the Germans. And many people say which is the best plane, but depends what you want to fly. This was actually a bit bad example to go in this server because it doesn't show you all the planes, but if you want to do dogfighting, and you want to play on the allied side, I would choose the camel because this has very high turn rate. It's not the fastest plane, but it has a very good turn rate, and but it's also a very dangerous plane because it can easily stall. So you have to fly it a lot and get to know it before you delve into the multiplayer with it. I think because it's pretty hard to fly, but once you get used to it, it's a very good fighter plane. Fast, nimble, good climb, turn very fast, and it gets up to speed and the energy back up again. This is a common mistake I see. People use this plane as a 5A because it looks cool, it looks fast, it has a powerful engine, and it looks like a very good fighter, but it isn't. It feels heavy, slow, sluggish, and it gets very slow back to speed and energy once you lost it. But energy is basically speed. But we use the term energy here because in this game because it has more meaning to it than just speed. But if you want to fly very long distances fast, I would choose this plane. It's very fast, but you can't dogfight in it. It turns so slow. So if you get into a dogfight with a German, he will chew you up. But what this plane is good for is if you're pretty high up, and remember the plane is very fast, you can dive in on your enemies and shoot them and get back up again, and escape from them. So it's what we call a boom and zoom tactic with this plane. You just dive in your enemy, shoot them, and get back up. But you don't stay in the fight, because if you start turning, you will lose. Same with this plane. It's very similar to the SA-5A. Very fast, but sucks in dogfight in turning. But it's much lighter, so this one regains speed more. Same with the SPAD, same as the SA-5. The SPAD is actually faster than the SA-5, so if you want to boom and zoom, I would recommend you get into the SPAD, and this is the game plane you get for free, I think, when you get the game. So if you're into boom and zoom, high speed, diving in on your enemies, shoot them and get back up, good plane. So that was basically explaining how the planes work a bit. We can look at the German sides. Um, the Fokker D7F, this one is the best fighter for the Germans. It's very fast, it turns great, and it climbs very quick. It was actually the best plane of from the World War One era. So after the war, the Germans were not allowed to produce it anymore because it was too good. And the starting plane is the Albatros DVA. That's one you get for free. It's an all-round plane. It's pretty good turn rate, normal speed, climbs pretty well. Very easy to maneuver, fly. But what? But once you get a bit good in the game and fly it a long time, you feel that this plane is lacking speed, turn rate. You know, it feels a bit. It's like your first motorcycle. You regret buying it in a way because it was too weak or too slow or whatever. Yeah, so this plane I don't know too much. I didn't fly it that much, but I remember when I flew it, it had horrible turn rate, I think. It was not very good in dogfights, so I think it's more like the high, I'm not sure. I think it's more in the high speed area, like boom and zoom tactics. This one little plane here, I never fly. It has super turn rate, so if you're into just turning, it's good, but I don't like it. It's a bit too small and too slow for me. And but it's very small, and actually people have a hard time hitting you. So a very good turn rate. So you can try it in dogfight, but I would definitely recommend this. What you don't see it on the list that you usually see is the Fokker DR1, the triplane with 3 wings from the German. That one has superb turn rate. If you're into dogfighting and want to turn a lot, that's the plane to go. But what that plane is really bad at, it has so much drag, so it's very slow. And basically, the faster you try to fly, the plane just doesn't go any faster. You just crank up the engine at full throttle, and it just feel like it's going at the same speed. It's because the plane has too much drag, and the way it's designed, it was yeah, it just caught up wind, and but that's also the reason why it turned so well. But if you wanna, you can't escape any plane with that one. You have to sort of stay in the fight. You can't evade or escape because every plane will catch you up. Will catch up to you. So yeah, that was basically it. So some other tips and I will show here is like with this plane, when you click on it, then you choose your side, basically. Then you see how many there are 2 people here on this airfield. It's Sir English and number 1 Donut. And but once you clicked on choosing your plane, you go here into your hangar, and usually it's on 100% fuel. And I would not fly with that because you will never fly that long anyway before you die. So I usually fly around 8 or 9% fuel, or 10, doesn't matter really. And I remember not to have bombs if you're not planning to bomb anything, because all I'm doing now is making the plane lighter, and it's more easy to control. Some people fly with 500 bullets. That's 200. That will be 250 bullets on each gun. So if you're a good shot and just burst fire, I will recommend that. But I like to shoot a lot, so I take 1,000 bullets. The plane weighs a bit more, but it doesn't affect it that much. It's mostly the fuel. And go over here. This wing cutout is very good to have because then you see more. It's a bigger hole in your wing. I don't think it affects your flying abilities. I haven't heard anybody say it or noticed it myself. So yeah, that's my tips for you. Fly with very low fuel as possible. You can try it out. If you run out of fuel every time you fly before you land or something, then of course increase the fuel. But around 10 to 20% is best for all planes in multiplayer, because the map is very short. It's just for shooting each other. It's no long flying, so just take very little fuel. And you will notice right away it's easier to take off, to control the plane, everything. So yeah. So now we're ready. You can basically click for a line now, but there are some things I just want to address first. It's with this here. I know some players who fly this one and they have so little fuel on it. They have just 10%, and this plane burns more fuel. So if you take 10%, you will probably run out of fuel very fast. And if somebody hits you and you get a leak on your fuel tank, you'll get out of fuel no matter what. So with this, I would take 19 or 20% fuel. I know a player is pretty famous. It's called Mamuka, and he plays. I think it takes just 5 or 3% fuel in it, because every time I shoot him and he starts leaking, he runs out of gas every time. So, but the advantage of having so little fuel is that the plane gets super light and nimble, and you can outturn almost anybody. So back to here. Camel. I also double check the hangar anyway, because sometimes not if you have reinstalled the game, or maybe you did something different in single player, it will remember your settings or something. So I just make sure everything's okay. You can take a different skin if you want, doesn't matter too much. Yeah, so then click OK, and then you can click fly and route the runway. So with this plane, I usually have full throttle and full mixture when I start the engine, and sometimes I have to click it. It doesn't always start. Come on, be nice to me now. I'm shooting a video here. Okay, the throttle is working. Yeah, should be alright. Why doesn't it start? Yeah, my controls are working, so... Oh, now it starts. It's a bit buggy sometimes. It can be... Make sure everything is on high, and it should start. Come on. Yeah, here we go. I just need to fix some of the wires there, because it's all over the place. Yeah. So, and with this plane, usually when I take off full throttle, adjust the mixture bits, I push the joystick forward so the plane straightens up. It's easier to take off that way, get higher speed, and I just slightly back on the joystick. I can't adjust my mixture here. It's the server settings. Defend fuel depot. So every server has some like stuff you need to do. It says defend fuel depot, and if you click M, you can see your map. I don't know why I'm seeing all this. Right click on your mouse and you get this menu. And there you see your plane. And fly towards the fuel depot. This server isn't actually... See how many players are. Pretty... So many players flying. So we just have to look for them. I turned my icons off in this game because I usually like to fly with the icons off. I can't show you how it looks with it on. If the server allow it, maybe it doesn't. Fly. Yeah, icons are on. Then it's easier to see other planes where they are. I usually fly with it off because, you know, immersion. I don't like to see icons everywhere where it's cooler to spot enemies by yourself. But since this is a tutorial, I can show you a bit. Yeah, there's your friendly plane flying back. He's venting. And as you can see there, you see it's very easy to spot all the planes. There's an icon for a plane. You don't know which plane it is yet because it's too far away. But if I click I now, you see it disappear. And you can still see it, but it's actually it's easier to see what it is now, because the icon is not in the way. I can see that it looks like a D7F, the plane I showed you before from the German side. It was very good. So it looks like a D7, yeah, and it's climbing pretty high. I bet he spotted me, because maybe he probably fly with icons on, so he knows me here. Oh, it's 2 planes behind him as well. What are those? Probably his allies. It can be computer control planes too, I'm not sure. You don't know who's computer control and who's human. But usually, if you see a plane with these streamers on the side, I didn't have put the streamers on, but it's like this cloth hanging from your wingtip, then that's a player. So I'm losing a lot of energy here because I'm climbing, and you shouldn't be below 90 kilometers per hour. Then your plane won't fly very good. I think he spotted me. Yeah, it's a D7, alright. I think it's a human player, because AI don't usually fly like that. And he's diving in on me. Evade. Evasive action. He missed. Get back up again, you see? He's booming and zooming me. I can take some pot shot from here. Maybe I'll hit some. Just to annoy him. Coming back again. Ah, there's his teammates. Yep. I'm not alone here. So this will be a pretty interesting dogfight. Yeah. There's 2 of them at least. I think there's a... I'm hitting the one. Try to get a bit for everybody. I don't want just one person getting some bullets. Get some for everybody. And yeah, it's pretty good. He's smoking. Then we should focus on the other guy now, because maybe this other guy you don't see much. Maybe he's all oiled up. I don't know. There is this. Yeah, I got him pretty well. I got some on my tail shooting at me, and probably won't last long. But at least I get some bullets all into this guy. And yeah, there's the other guy again. Yeah, he's toast. Where's the other guy? I lost him. Oh yeah, there he is. Yeah, human players. So this guy didn't work so well together. Yeah, I think he's down. Not sure. Yeah, it's gonna land. Or I killed him, I'm not sure. I should probably let him land, but I wasn't too sure if he was landing or something. So that was a pretty good dogfight. And who's burning over there? Is that... Yeah, that's the one I killed, I think. Yeah, burned. So pretty good dogfight. We managed to get both of them. So now that we just shot a flare to probably appreciate him letting him land. And there he is. He's not dead. I didn't kill him. The other guy got killed because he burned. You know, they didn't have parachutes in the World War I, so at least not in the early stages of the war. So we couldn't bail out. Or maybe the Germans had, because in Isle 2 Flying Circus, there's the Germans have parachutes. So that's also a bit dogfight for you. It was without icons. I took it off once the dogfight started because it's very distracting. There is our balloon, and I think it's not very immersive to have it on. But again, it's also difficult. I think I would. I'm not sure if I would have spotted him so early if I didn't have icons on, because I saw the icon, plane icon right away. So, but I'll turn it off for now, and we can fly some more without it, like I usually do like this. So I'm not tempted to click it again, it's off now. So if I press I now, nothing happens. That's good. So yeah, I can show how to land. I'm probably not the best teacher because I flew this a long time, so I don't think what I'm doing. I'm just landing. So I just throttle all the way back, fly a bit down, and what I usually do before I like to come to an airfield, I do like this turn, then you lose a lot of speed, and I just keep my plane straight as it keeps falling down. This is a good distance to the airfield. Make sure you're not hitting any other planes. And nose more up. Maybe this has a blip switch. You can blip off your engine, so it falls quicker. And then engine back up. Never land without the engine because it's very useful to have. And as I'm touchdown, I pull the stick all the way back, use my rudder pedals, and it was a bad landing, but my plane survived. And that's basically how I land. Nothing to it. It's very easy planes. Better finish my flight so I'm not in the way of that guy. He's going to take off. So you finish flight. And what's cool about this game is that if you see the score, if you crash your plane or get shot down and you manage to land without your pilot dying, it doesn't show here that you're dead. It doesn't show death. Jailing is that if you land on enemy side, then that means you can be taken as a prisoner. So it's pretty cool score. But again, the score is bugged sometimes, so it's not accurate. So one time I shot down 3 planes and I didn't get any score. Like now I just have 1 score and I shot at most of the planes, so I should get a... Or maybe it's... Oh no, because he didn't die. Yeah, that's why. It's a different scoring from some servers. Some servers, if you shoot a plane and you damage the plane and he lands, then you get a score. But here not. So in a way, this is not a good system because then you sort of want to kill people, not just get down their planes.